Dallas Cowboys on the road at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right now, this thing is all the way down to 4 in favor of the Dallas Cowboys. 48 is your total. Steven, what if I were to tell you that Pro Football Focus second highest graded quarterback since week 9 in the NFL was Trevor Lawrence, living up to the draft pick, living up to all of the expectations, finally looking like that quarterback that everybody thought was the surefire, going to be all pro perennially every single year there for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cowboys, of course, struggled last week with the Texans. I didn't really take a whole lot from that. I think it is fairly easy, even with these guys being pros. I think it's fairly easy when you go into a game with the Texans and just kind of like, it's very hard to get up for it, right? I mean, it's very hard when you're playing a team that literally is like a JV NFL team that probably should be relegated and all that. So it's just, I don't really take a ton away from that against the Cowboys per se. I think this number is pretty appropriate. I actually think the Jags, maybe if I had to play a side here, I'd probably still take the 4 as opposed to anything else, but no ticket in my account right now. What you got?
You're going to be utterly shocked that I bet the Jacksonville Jaguars this week.
No, I mean, like I said, if I was going to play it, that's the side I would play.
Yeah. Eli bet it too. I thought he made a compelling case on Beat the Closing Line and also in his write-up on TheLines.com this week. Go back and check those out. I'll give you a couple of nuggets. Jaguars are top 10 in EPA since week 9. Trevor Lawrence, as you mentioned, his growth, number 2 in completion percentage over expected in that span. Dallas O-line, second worst in pass block win rate. They might get Tyron Smith back this week. We'll see. Not sure that's the total fix, but it would certainly help because Jacksonville's number 7 in pressure rate with a below average blitz rate. So I think this is a team that is seeing second half improvement under a coach in his first year at the helm with a quarterback who had great pedigree and was put into the worst possible situation as a rookie. So I'm going to continue to try and buy Jacksonville when they are this big of an underdog. I'm not sure it's going to last much longer. And we know Dallas is a very undisciplined football team. They get in their own way of winning by large margins quite often over the past couple of years. So yeah, I like Jacksonville here to cover the spread.
Adam, if we take a look at Dallas, it's one of those things where I don't quite know what it is, but it's like you watch a Cowboys game and you feel like they're just not quite complete. And I don't know exactly what it is. I can't put my finger on it. There are times in a Cowboys game you watch and there's just a lull to where you look and you say, is this team actually good? Is this team actually any good? And then, of course, then they'll go in a spurt where you go, oh, okay, they are. Maybe they are actually a contender in this whole thing. Tough team for me to back at a 4-point favorite. Tough team for me to back at a 4-point favorite on the road for sure as well. Jags defense, nothing to write home about, but does have playmakers at least. It does have talent at least on that side. And I think there's just enough here from the Jags offense to keep this thing close. So I don't know. What are you looking at here in this one?
Guys, I'm fighting myself really, really, really hard on betting Dallas in this game. And I probably won't ultimately do it. Mm-hmm. But man, to me, does this feel like a buy high, sell low spot if you're taking Jacksonville, right? I understand Trevor Lawrence has played better. But man, coming off that game last week against a Titans team that might just be finally having the regression a lot of you guys expected, hitting it, look a lot better than I think Trevor Lawrence probably ultimately is right now. Dallas obviously is getting downgraded because of this game against the Texans. Like you said, Matt, I can't take a lot out of that. So when I look at Dallas, I see same time period I just mentioned, week 7 to 14, garbage time filtered out. They are the number 1 team in football in EPA per play on the offensive side. They're the number 7 team on the defensive side. They are 5th in my power ratings. They are all of these things. And to me, it points me very easily. I make it Dallas 5.5. We're sitting here in Dallas 4. Now that doesn't mean that it's a 1.5, right? We're talking about some dead numbers at 4 to 5.5. But that being said, it feels like a buy low spot for me for Dallas, and yet I can't do it because you're asking me to bet Mike McCarthy on the road, and I can't bet Mike McCarthy on the road in a spot against a Jacksonville team that I just said there are some things to worry about. The defense is not playing well, and Trayvon Walker is dinged up and might not play in this game. But at the same time, I'm not getting in front of it. They're better, right? They're better, and so as much as my numbers say go Dallas, I don't think I can.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? I mean, I know I'm kind of the same way. I same reason for me on the other side. It's like a lot of this just says to play Jacksonville. I can't quite get there. Maybe it'll be a contest play for me or something like that, but I don't know if it'll actually be in the account.